I know what you're thinking. What in the gosh darn is Bits and Bombs? Bits and Bombs is a podcast deep diving into what it takes to do stand-up from a different comedian every episode. Follow new open micer Peter Doms in his journey to be an okay comic.
The doctor said, Nick, you're going to have to start doing chemotherapy. So now the nightmare was real. He said, but don't worry, Nick. We've got a 96% chance of curing you. I said, oh, great. I'm looking at one of the greatest medical minds in Australia, and the prick still doesn't know how to round up.
Nick Kappa.
Yes. Yeah. What's going on, mate?
Not much yourself?
Yeah. Is this the Bits and Bombs one?
Yes.
Is that someone else's one?
No, Bits and
I thought
Bombs
that
is
might have
me.
been Cody's one.
Cody's one. No, his is like, have you done Cody's one?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But I will do it sooner or later.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Man.
All these gingers asking you to do their pods.
Well, he didn't ask me. I was like, I was going to, I think he records all of his on a Sunday, and that's when I'm leaving. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Fuck, this is cool, man. This is great. Yeah. Fucking, yeah. So you just talk about comedy and stuff?
Yeah, just talk about comedy,
Yeah.
bombs, good gigs, bad gigs.
Great, man. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, how is your like gigs going lately?
Yeah, up and down. Like some. I guess it's like all gigs, like right. Like at least at my kind of level in open mic, where like some weeks it'll be like, oh, I'm doing like a 50-seater room and like do really well. Then it's like travel to the Gold Coast for like to perform to like 2 people, like the next
brutal.
night kind of thing. So.
Oh man, yeah, that's like, I don't know. How often do you go to the Gold Coast?
I probably get like 3 or 4 gigs a month. Yeah, 3 or 4 times a month,
man.
kind of thing. They just book me a few in advance, and yeah.
Man, that'd get you so tight. You're like, it's such a fucking training camp there. It's so like. But like the whole journey, for those who don't know, I guess only Queensland people listen to this or whatever. But it is like an hour drive to the Gold Coast.
Yeah, and I don't drive, so I have to get like 2 hours or 2.5 hours of public transport.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
So you're just there thinking about it, over processing the gig, like just thinking about it way too much, or you're not there at all. You're like, I don't know, playing games or some shit on your phone.
Yeah,
and you get there and you're like, oh, fuck, I forgot to fucking work hard at this, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Sometimes there is that like, fuck, I had 2.5 hours to think about what I was going to say or like write new stuff. And then I get to the gig, I'm like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do? And like their spot's like 10 minutes as well.
Oh, dude, join the club. I do. I've done that too. I'm like, oh, shit, I should. And sometimes I'm like talking to an act or whatever, and I'm like, hey, how you going, man? Oh, they're so excited to see you, everything. And then I'm like, oh, I came here to like do a job. You know, like I can't, like I just sometimes I get there and I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't seen that guy in a while. How you going, man? You know, another comic or whatever.
Yeah.
You're like, oh fuck, I better get into this. Like, I better start like, I don't know, getting my head in the game. You know?
Yeah. Sometimes like if I'm talking to someone, they'll be a little bit like apologetic, being like, oh, sorry, I have to get ready for. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, of course, like.
Yeah. I got to be a bit stronger that way. I've got to maybe say to people like, hey man, I'm doing this now. You know what I mean? I'm writing shit down or whatever, or going over my notes or whatever. But I don't know. That always seemed kind of nerdy to me.
Kind of nerdy to pre-game.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm in my own way sometimes a lot because I'm like, I'll go, you know, I feel like I've got to talk to people that I've got to, you know, I'm fucking here for a job, you know. Yeah, I'm here to get better. Not a job, just to get better. I want to get better, you know?
Yeah.
And, if you just go on and just go, oh, yeah, I didn't think about this at all, then it's very hard to get better.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh, fuck, that's cool. Like, how long have you been going for now?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
around...
Yeah, that's like... That's awesome. Have you started to get really shit, or did you get shit for a while and you're coming back out of that? I remember like my second or third year I got quite crap for like I didn't really know who I was for a while.
I think...
I still don't.
I think I got. I know that last year I focused on just doing really bad rooms, like just like the ones where it's like,
Wow.
it's like a hotel or whatever, and it's a free night. It's kind of comedy
Yes.
ambush, those type of ones.
Comedy ambush. I love that term. For those who don't know what it means, it's like people who weren't there for the comedy all of a sudden just have it sprung upon them, and they do it.
Yeah, and I felt that like those nights I kind of had like and a little bit of intention going in rather than like, I'm just going to go tell my jokes. I had 2 rules for myself where it's like, don't cut your set short.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'd always do. Like when my gigs were awkward.
Yeah.
I'd kind of like cut all these jokes out, like just kind of, I couldn't wait to get the fuck off of stage.
Yeah,
so there'd be all new jokes that I wouldn't try. And I'm still struggling a little bit with like I should have told that new thing tonight, but then I got a little bit like awkward and scared. But focusing on getting comfortable on stage, like, and fucking around, like doing stuff where it's like I'm like, oh, there's no stakes here, so I'm just going to go behind like the banner and do like a impression of an invisible man or something. Dumb shit like that where I'm like, oh, well, how can I utilize this room and do like a little like one-off kind of gag or whatever, because that just makes me more like I feel like I've always struggled to be in the moment on stage.
Oh,
like
man,
I'm very like rehearsed my line for line, like.
Yeah, that's an ongoing struggle. It really is. Yeah, sometimes I really forget to be in the moment, and it's terrible. And sometimes I get myself in the moment, but it's so forced.
Yeah.
It's like really forced, and I don't know what to say. And I was like, I should have just kept doing gear, you know? Like, I don't know. I feel, yeah. But yeah, man, no, I try to work on that shit as well. That's cool. You had rules that you went on with. How long did you follow this thing?
Yeah, I think it's still something like if I still want to, like, if I'm doing those gigs, I still want to kind of get something out of it. Because if I just do my gear usual, like I still kind of want to stick to those rules, I guess, or I just automatically kind of do it now. Just because I'm like, oh, well, doing new gear here is going to be like doing new gear here. It's not going to benefit me in the way of like, oh, I will know if it works or not, but it's kind of just a good rehearsal.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I felt doing those like bad gigs and stuff made me more comfortable on stage. So by the time I was doing like good rooms and stuff, the room runners would be like, dude, you're so much more like confident and comfortable.
Great,
like
dude.
there was actually like I could see there's actually that confirmation of, oh, this work I've been doing is actually like starting to pay off a little bit.
Oh man, that rules. That's great. Yeah, when other people start like saying it, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. Then you know you're getting somewhere.
Yeah, and then you don't feel insane for setting yourself rules.
Dude,
and stuff.
yeah. That's inspirational, man. I might do that when I go back. I am kind of thinking about doing more of that stuff because I feel like last year I did my show, but I wrote it around October. Then I had the first shows around then. You know, I had stuff here and there that I wanted to write, but I realized I didn't do enough open mic rooms, didn't try out enough stuff to get back on the horse. Yep. You know, like, and I feel like my show's good this year. It got good during Melbourne, but I felt like I could have like been a lot better. I feel like it could have been a lot better. You know, it's good enough to film now, but it's not like, I could do it a lot better. So now I kind of want to, and I feel like every 2 years you get in this kind of crusher zone. Like you got like a hot 20 or a hot 15 that you just feel really good about, and people give you paid spots and you fucking just do it and you feel great in the moment, and it's a bit of old stuff, a bit of new stuff and all that kind of stuff. But now I feel like I'm in that building stage again to kind of get, maybe not next year, the year after, to get this new hot 20. Yeah. That's like good, you know, like really that I enjoy doing, and plus it crushes. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, I feel like I got to go on one of those journeys that you just did. Yeah. But it's good when you get results from things. Hey.
Yeah, definitely.
Like sometimes you'll sit down and just write forever and go, fuck, I'm not getting anything here. Maybe I should just get drunk and just try out some shit.
Yeah.
And then you do that for ages. You're like, why isn't this working? You're like, oh, maybe it's just because writing takes a long time. Yeah, dude. Yeah. So what do you want to know about me, man? How do you usually start this off? What do you usually...
So when was your first gig?
Oh, when was my first gig? At this place called the Sly Fox in Newtown in Sydney.
Yeah.
A guy called Rodney Todd ran it, and he's a dear friend to this day. But he ran a comedy night, and it was just so funny. I just saw open mic comedy. You know, my friend said you should give it a go. If it doesn't go good, don't do it again. Right. And I thought it was going to be like, I thought when you rang up, there was going to be like an office, you know, like, oh, hello, comedy bookings, you know what I mean? Like, oh, yes, well, you got to fill out a form or whatever. Instead, it was just Rodney's mobile number. And I rang it, and he's like, yeah, you can put you on, you get a free drink. Bring some friends, please bring some friends. All right, bye. Yeah, so yeah, I did that gig. I took some friends along. They liked it. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I wanted to be different. I wanted it to be crazy. I loved like Noel Felding and stuff, and Dave Chappelle and all those guys, and which is a weird combination actually, thinking of it now. But yeah, and then that one went good. Yeah, and then a guy asked me if I wanted to do. He runs 2 gigs. He's like, "Would you like to do one?" The next night, and I said yes. I did that, and it was to like 5 people, but it still went kind of good. And then I invited all of my friends to come and see me at the Raglan in Redfern, and I bombed really bad in front of everybody. Like, and it was a packed house, and
Oh shit.
yeah, it was awful. Yeah. John Cruikshank was on that night. He crushed it. It was great. But yeah, so I was like, all right, well, it's time to quit. And one of my best mates goes, nah, man, you can't quit. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. He goes, I said, man, I'm sure you'd never have bad musician gigs. And he's like, yeah, dude, all the time. Because he was a musician. He's like, sometimes people fucking hate you.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you're not good. And people, people just don't get it. Yeah. Or you don't get it. You know, so yeah, I was like, all right, well, I'll keep going. I guess it was like, I don't know, man. Do you have this kind of thing where I worked a normal job in graphic design or whatever, and I'd come back, I'd like put The Simpsons on at 6, I'd watch Neighbours, then I'd watch The Simpsons again, then I would watch Seinfeld. On Wednesdays, I would watch The Simpsons again, and maybe, I don't know, Just Shoot Me or something was on. And I'd be like, there's got to be more than this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I felt that way. Did you feel that way?
Yeah, I definitely like kind of that like being caught in like a 9 to 5 rut kind of thing,
Yeah.
or being able to. For me, I've always felt like I always needed another thing outside of like work, or even like when
Yeah.
I was in school and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted always had to have like another like creative kind of thing to focus on.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
man. Oh, yeah, fuck. That's like, yeah, that's just so important. But now I get jealous of people who aren't creative, though. Do you get
Yeah.
that, man? Like, I got a friend and he's not creative.
Yeah.
And he just stays at home and wonders why he never gets any women or anything like that. And I'm like, dude, I would love to be you. I would love to work a 9 to 5 and just go and play like squash at night or some
Yeah.
shit and have beers after or whatever. Or,
Yeah,
you know, it's like every night I'm fucking out kind of like it's not, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Like, of course I've got that choice. But like, I don't know, every night feels like there's this small amount of pressure on my brain to do good, no matter how good the gig is or how bad it is. I feel like there's this like tension where I would just love to rock up and play sports somewhere, or like, and I remember my friend was bored, so she did like a welding course, and I'm like, wow, the freedom to do that would be so good.
Yeah.
You know, like to have your nights free. You know.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend last night because I work full time, and I'm like, fuck, it'd be nice to, like, I'm kind of the same thing I was saying to him. I was kind of jealous of like you have all your weeknights free, like where
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to. Don't have to be, but
Yeah.
like what I've chose to do is like be out at a bar and not get home until like 10 or whatever, and then have to wake up at 6 the next day to go to work. Like, it's that same thing. Oh, it'd be nice to be able to set up like a weekly kind of like sport thing or whatever. Like, I can't set up any other hobby that's like every Tuesday we do this, or
Yeah,
every
yeah.
X day we do this kind of thing, because
Yeah.
the gigs are so sporadic.
Yes, yeah, man. Yeah. No, they are. They're like, it's such a cool, haphazard, weird life, which I love. I thrive in chaos, and I can't live normally. However, yeah, I remember in COVID, it was shit in lockdown. However, there was a part of me that was like, whoa, this is what it feels like to have nights. Like,
Yeah.
wow, this is what it feels like to just, to just fucking, I don't know, watch TV at night. That's not at 10 o'clock.
Back to The Simpsons.
Yeah. It was cool, man. It's cool. It's weird to like think that. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think that the path is good? Obviously, you like it better. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoy the path. It's just kind of, I really enjoy going to gigs and the hang and stuff like that. I think I'm a little bit like, I need to figure out like what my goal actually is, because at the moment
Yeah.
I'm just rocking up and doing it, but I don't have like this is where I want to be
Yeah.
by
yeah.
X amount of, like, I don't know. I just don't want to be the guy that's been doing it for 10 years and I'm still getting just open mic spots or what. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, well, I kind of want to have some type of, okay, well, what is my definition of success? And I guess that's the whole thing, right? Is even if you hit certain goals, you're like, oh, but I want that one and that
Yeah,
next thing
you're never
instead.
happy.
So, yeah.
You're never happy. I remember I was like, Tommy Little and I were auditioning for the same ad a long time ago. And he was doing like a big fucking, I don't know, not an arena, but a huge venue. And I was doing a small venue. And he's like, how was your festival? I was like, dude, it wasn't that good. It's just such a struggle. And he's like, it never gets better. He's like, he goes, whatever you're doing, you just always, he goes, you could be playing 1,000-seater.
Yeah.
He's like, it's like, he's like, fuck, I can see seats empty there. You know, oh shit, it would have been good to have 200 more in tonight rather than just So this but that's good. That's what keeps you hungry. I think whenever you're comfortable, that's bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's bad. You're not progressing at all. Yeah. So yeah. That's funny as hell, man. Yeah, it's crazy. So what goal would you like to do? Have you done a split show yet?
Yeah, so I've done a few split shows. So 2 years ago I did like the Good Chat Festival with 2 other comics, and then
Great.
the following year, like last year, did like a 2 split bill in Adelaide.
Great.
And now I think we're planning to do, I want to do another just 2-person split bill like next year and do some festivals.
Sick, dude.
But-
That's awesome.
Because originally I thought, I guess the next step up is like to solo, but I don't know if I'm quite ready to do a solo show yet.
Yeah, solos are hard, man, and I would probably like, I don't know. There's no right and way to go.
Yeah.
No right and wrong way to go. Really, there is absolutely, but like I guess you just got to. I think now age. I think before you had to tour.
Yeah.
To kind of garner a crowd, and you got to tour. Like, I would recommend you do open mics in all cities. Like,
Yep.
take a holiday to Sydney. Go, I'll just holiday during the day, gig at night. No, do that.
Yep.
And do it in Melbourne as well, and Perth, and Adelaide doesn't really have a scene outside of the festival. But yeah, I would do those because you definitely come back a lot better.
Yeah.
And you write and yeah, you're outside of your environment, you're outside of your comfort zone. However, in terms of like doing a solo and stuff, I would probably just try to build up your online stuff so you can kind of hit the ground running.
Yeah.
When you
yeah.
do a festival, people are like, oh yeah, I want to see this guy, or
Yep.
or have a hook of some kind. So you're not wanting to kill yourself at a festival.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because like even our split bill, like trying to sell tickets for that was fucking like, or any comedy show, it's just so hard to do it without like a profile.
So hard, dude.
Even like, because like we were like, oh, we signed up for promo ticks, being like, oh, we're giving our tickets, some tickets away for free. They'll be snatched up.
Yep.
And like the first 2 nights, no one claimed anything, and I didn't realize until I went on the website. Everyone's giving their tickets away, so you're competing with everyone for free tickets too.
Yes.
Like, which was like, oh fuck, I didn't realize it was, especially Adelaide.
Yeah.
Was way more competitive than I thought. I thought Adelaide would have been easier than Melbourne Comedy Festival, but now I'm thinking it might be the other way around. Or
I'd say so. Yeah, it's harder to get a venue in Melbourne. It's harder to get.
And you have like a longer run and all those things too.
Yeah. But it's, I don't know. You've got to ask people that don't really have a profile that have gone and done it.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you got like, I remember 3 people from Adelaide, you know, Jacob Jackman and all those guys, they did it this year, Melbourne. And I wanted to ask them how they did go. You know, like, because sometimes you can strike it lucky.
Yeah.
Like, they were performing in Richmond. They weren't even near the city. So maybe you get a lot of people now who can't be fucked going in the city. Even though Richmond's like 10 minutes away from the city. Yeah. They'll just go there because of location, you know? So you never know that you can get lucky if you get a decent venue or if you have a hook, you know, some kind of hook where you're like, because most people in Melbourne do not know what to see. Yeah. Like I got not mainstream. I got friends that are like full on weirdos, like creative weirdos. And I was like, what do you guys see in Melbourne? And they're like, the best of British. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, you know, we think the British comedians are funny, so we go and see the best of British. Yeah. Or something like that, or the best of Edinburgh. And I'm like, what? That's so weird. Like, wouldn't you want to go see, like, I don't know, Sam Campbell or something like that? And they're like, I showed them clips and they're like, oh, this guy rules. Yeah. We should go see him. And I'm like, yeah. You know, like, but I'm not, you know, they still would go to Best of British. Like, it's still good. Yeah. Like, all the comedians are good and everything. But it's like, they just said they get the guide and they're like, what the fuck do we see? Yeah. Like, what the hell do we see? And obviously, like, with anything, like, even if you're going through, like, Spotify, right, to choose, like, an artist to listen to, you're more likely to choose someone that you've been like you've kind of familiar with rather than checking out, like, a completely new thing. Yeah. As well, like, that's where, like, the word of mouth's probably the most powerful when it comes to, like, selling shows and even having those showcases where people can see snippets of comedians. That makes a split. That's the only bad thing about a split is it is hard to sell because you're like, what's the angle? Yeah, that's what that's what I thought too. It was like, well, yeah, there's no because when it's like one person, you're just like, okay, well, this is my one thing. But when there's 2 people, it's kind of like. It's like we have 2 different things, but how do we market that? Yeah, man. Yeah, so man, that's cool. Yeah, fucking you'll work it out. You'll work it out, you know. It's a cool journey. I'm kind of jealous in a way because you just like I know a fair bit of the ins and outs now. Yep. Even though I don't know how to get an audience still. But it's cool when you don't know anything and you're just navigating and you're meeting new people and, you know, it's so fun. You know, it's like I get jealous of a lot of the guys that are, you know, just starting out that are 3 years in or whatever. Yep. And sometimes I'll walk out of a gig and they'll all be there bloody taking the piss out of each other, smoking, drinking, just at some terrible club. Yeah. And they're just having the time of their life. And I'm like, God, I want to go join them, but you know, I got to go back to my wife and I got to go back to my, you know, you know, I've got all these responsibilities, I guess. Yeah. And, you just like miss that kind of stuff. You know, I remember just absolutely having not knowing where the night would take me, and that was awesome. You know? Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a big thing I love about probably like equal to performing is just like the hang and the environment of like that's what I do it a little bit less now because it's like it's all during the week. Yeah. So it's like I'm not really like
hanging out for too long, like on a school night kind of thing. But it is still good to catch up with people.
Why do you work at 6? What are you working?
Oh, I work at like 8, but I wake up at 6 to like commute to work and all that shit.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I work
You're
like
a committed dude.
I work like office kind of jobs because.
Yeah.
They're the ones that work the best with, like, it's like, fuck, I have to wake up early, but at least there's no, like, clashes with nighttime.
Yes, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I got to get a job like that soon. I don't know. Who cares? I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully something will come up where I don't have to get a job. Usually it does. It does, but I don't think this time. Especially, I just used to have to pay rent, and yeah. Now it's fucking gone up, so I'm like, fuck. Anyway.
Are you a full-time comic at the moment, or?
Basically, at the moment, yeah, man. Yeah, I work 1 or 2 shifts at like a Pilates socks factory, which is fine. It's kind of good because it just eases the pressure.
Yeah.
I guess because it's not really about how much I get paid. It's more that I'm terrible with money. So in comedy, you get paid in chunks, like large chunks. So sometimes I just have no money for ages. It's just good to have that $200 or $300 coming in to eat before I, so I can at least get by. Yeah, man. But it depends. It differs, like, basically have been full time the last 4 or 5 months. Yeah. But last year was a tough year. I definitely worked a lot more shifts last year. Yeah, because just had a tough year. Just didn't make that much money out of the festivals. Didn't make that much other work. And then by the end of the year, it all came at once. You do a couple of ads, and then everything's good again. And then you spend it all on your Christmas break, and then you're like, well, at least I wasn't broke on New Year's like I usually am. And then it got to mid-January, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Next year, I don't want to be broke after the holidays. My wife and I broke the cycle of being broke on New Year's or whatever, or after Christmas, and then replaced it with being broke just at a later time. So man.
Always something to work towards.
Dude. It's killing me, but I'm ready not to tour as much. I don't want to go around the Australia as much. It's very hard. It's very. I'm at that level now where if you do want me in another state, you've got to pay a decent amount. Otherwise, because it's fucking expensive. Australia's expensive, dude. It's
because commute, accommodation, it's all like.
And I don't care about the money. It's just that it's hard for me to justify it to my wife to go, hey, I'm getting paid, I don't know, $250 a day or to do 10 minutes work, and you're working your guts out, and I'm like working for 10 minutes a day, and then they didn't cover my flights, or whatever. So you're just like, what the fuck? It's if you could make it work, great, but anyway, man. Yeah, it all gets better. It all works out. Dave O'Neill just said, just stay in it. That was the best advice I had. Just stay in it, Yeah. So you just stay in it. You just keep doing it, and you want to, like, a lot of people, I don't know, this didn't work for me. A lot of, everything works differently for other people. But what worked for me is people were like, just quit your job, man. Just fucking quit, and you'll make it work. And I tried that, but to quit, you've got to have so much money in reserve. Yeah. Because when you quit, you've got to take a lot of opportunities that don't pay, that are great opportunities that will pay later. And if you don't have that money in reserve and you can't do it, then, I don't know, just ease the tension so much more if I've just got a casual job. Yeah. But man. So, it's good. I'm really enjoying myself at the moment. I've been enjoying writing actually a lot more than performing and all that kind of shit, and movies and all that kind of stuff. Which has been great. Yeah. It's been really cool. I don't know. I guess a guy like me would probably, in my position, would probably be bitter. A guy that has been doing it for a long time that really kind of hasn't cracked it, I guess. But I'm not bitter because I've learnt so much skills in comedy that I just wouldn't have learnt. Like even you, man, you wouldn't have learned anything about Audacity, cameras, anything like that. You know, CapCut, all that. I learned all of that from comedy. You know, designing posters, designing titles. You know, I got all these skills that if I ever quit, I could just use for other stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like it also, at least for me, I think it is like something that also builds the self-esteem and confidence just in everyday life as well. Like I think, because I don't know, like I feel like it's, especially when you hear all the time people are like, oh, you do public speaking, I can never do that. It's kind of like I don't know, when I think about like, when they say that, I'm like, oh, go to an open mic, and then you'll probably be like, oh, that guy's doing it, I could do it. But at the same time, it's kind of like, it's like, it is kind of a cool thing that I'm now able to do that. Because when I first started, I was shitting myself. I was like, I don't want to fucking go up there.
Yeah.
And I kind of locked myself into like agreeing to a friend to do an open mic, and then he organizes like, well, you're up. Like, he's like, we've locked in a date.
Yeah.
Do it. And I'm like, fuck, I've been talking so much shit about wanting to try stand up. I'm just going to do it. And yeah, like it's not like I'm more confident than anyone else, but now doing it over time, I feel like when you're constantly perceived by people, I think it does make you back yourself a little bit. You're like, oh, well, this is who I am. At least for me, like, who's someone that used to be a little bit like scared of what people think of me. Now I'm like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, you probably met a lot of friends through it too, eh?
Yeah.
Like, had, a lot of friendships and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's cool, man. Yeah, there is have you spoken at a wedding yet or anything like that?
I'm booked in for a wedding in like February.
Yeah.
I'm emceeing a wedding.
Yeah, I've emceed a few for friends, I've never been booked for one, but that's the only time you really notice it. Like you do, kind of public speaking at work, or you got to do a speech at a birthday party or emceeing. There's a different level you're at to everyone else. It's just a different level. It's easy. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's better if people don't introduce you as a comedian as well.
That's what I was going to bring up, and that's what I'm a little bit worried about, because like and I think because I went to like the engagement party and they've been telling all the family I'm a comedian, so everyone's kind of, and they're like, oh, you're the comedian. I'm like, oh fuck, when we get to the wedding you think I'm going to try and be funny, and I might throw a few jokes in there or whatever, but it's not really.
Dude, you just got to go for the lowest hanging fruit. And
well, the guy's bald, so.
And that is ripping into the bride and groom.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, the groom's bald, so I've already got a few things.
Yeah, great,
I'll say,
dude. Perfect. Yeah, excellent, dude. Yeah, they didn't know I was a comedian at my wife's best friend's wedding, and yeah, just absolutely crushed it. Yeah,
sick.
Yeah, people were commenting from the bar, dude. Yeah, that was insane. Like we cater weddings all the time. That was incredible.
Yeah,
and that's just not saying that I'm a good comedian. It's saying, I don't know, because they don't know you're a comedian. Fuck, if there was a way to do that. It shows, hey, if there was a way to go, hey, just tonight, speech night. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I'll be at like, I don't know, like a fucking short film screening or a gallery opening or whatever. And people will say the slightest joke and fucking just get the biggest laughs. And you're like, God damn, this fucking guy's crushing, or you're at a band.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, this guy's, what a hack. Everyone knows that, Yeah.
Yeah, I have found myself being like, oh, that's like the kind of like, what? All they've just said someone else's joke or whatever, like a meme or something. Everyone's like, I'm like, what? But I think that's kind of like what you said about like Q&As and things, and like anything would get like big laughs. Like that was kind of I did a uni. I went to Malaysia because I did a digital media degree. So
right, man, yeah.
I went to like Malaysia.
So you would have known all this shit already. Like, I don't even know why you're doing comedy if you know.
Yeah, I should probably utilize the comedy in that. That's the issue too. I want to move more into digital media stuff, and comedy the last few years has like, I need to find a way to, and I guess podcasting is the balance.
Dude, you just got to like hustle. There's this guy there, you might not have met him, Oscar. He's a open mic guy from Melbourne.
Yeah. And
he's a hustler. He's fucking cool. Like, I was like, oh shit, I can learn off this guy. Like he's got his own embroidery company.
Yeah.
But because he's doing very successful at that, he bought like a cool camera. But nothing amazing, but a very good camera. Probably quite expensive, I guess. And he just started hanging out with people that were filming shit. He's like, "Oh, I've got a camera." And then now he told me last night he's going to Peru to film this cooking show for SBS.
Holy shit.
Like to help film it.
Fuck.
And that wasn't like, that's not hard. Right place, right time, but he made that right place,
Yeah.
right time, and yeah, I'm so excited for you, dude, to fucking go down those avenues. Because
Yeah.
once you're a bit funny and like a guy like yourself that's easy to get along with, comedy can help so much that way that you can, do more digital stuff and it was cool, man. Yeah, I don't know. I love hearing all this kind of cool stuff. Yeah. Anyway, you going to Malaysia? Sorry, man.
All good. Yeah, no, I filmed like a little doco about like the behind the scenes of like them, because it was like a collaboration of our uni with like a Malaysian like music academy.
Oh yeah, cool.
And it was like the musical Chess, and we like we filmed like the production and like did like a doco, and then we were back in Australia, we did like a screening of it.
Yeah.
And that day they're like, "Oh, you guys are gonna get up and do a Q&A," and I was like, "Fucking what?" They just dropped it on us that day that we were gonna go up, and I was like, "Fuck!" And it was that same thing of like I said a few things, and people were like laughing. I was like, "Oh, this feels pretty cool." Just having like people laugh at shit you said. I was like, "Oh, this is like." I think that was definitely like, "Oh,
There's
this
this
was
Malaysian guy jerking off on the bus." And I'm like, "How'd you get to Malaysia, Dad?"
and one guy in the crowd be like, "That's fucking hack."
That's fucking hack. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that's fucking cool. That's cool. Yeah, Malaysia rules, huh? How long were you there for?
Like 3 weeks. Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, dude, I loved it. I was in. I did gigs in Singapore.
Yeah.
And they were like, "We can pay for your flight to fly to Malaysia to do gigs there, to KL or whatever." And I was like, "Oh, how much is that? Because I'll just get public bus from Singapore to and they paid me, I don't know, $150 American. And I just used that money to go on public bus throughout Malaysia, and it was one of my favorite trips. It was just fucking. It was awesome, dude. Just never knew where I was going to be. It was great, dude.
Did you like all like the Batu caves and all that stuff's pretty cool?
Yeah, I can't remember if I went there. I went to that place. It's like where you ride around on the bikes all the time, and like they've got those trikes, and it's kind of like looks like Europe or somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
What was that place called? Anyway, I might have went to the Batu Caves. I can't remember.
It has a giant gold statue.
Yeah. And I just went all around there. It was fucking. It was amazing. I always wanted to take my wife on that trip. I was like, God damn, it was so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's cool. Fuck, yeah, that's cool. What else would you like to know about gigs or whatever?
Yeah.
What else are you interested in, Peter? Tell me.
I'm actually interested to. How did you get into like doing ads and stuff? I've noticed that. Like I'll be at the pub and just see like you on like a pilot ad. I'm like, that's fucking Kappa.
Well, man, I felt kind of backwards into it, I guess.
Yeah.
Once again, it's something you could do. You got like a real unique look. You just got to get headshots done and just act in something. But basically, man, I was just hanging out with a bunch of comics in Melbourne. I just moved to Melbourne, and one of the comics said, "Man, my friend is a casting agent, and they're looking for an Australian bloke for a pie ad." I was like, "Oh, really? Oh, cool. Well, he said, just ring this number." And I rang the lady. It's one of my good friends, Lisa. Now, she's a good friend now. And I called her, and she said, she was very friendly, and she's like, yeah, we're still doing auditions. Come in. And I went in, and it was just this guy, Tony Rogers. He's a very good. He's like a dad to me now. Crazy director, crazy guy. He was a 4 and 20 pie ad. And I auditioned for the ad, and then they said, "Oh, you've been given the shortlist." I was so broke at the time. And they're like, "You've been shortlisted, so you get $60 to audition again." I was like, "Oh, wow. Well, this is awesome. I've won already. I don't even need the ad." What's the ad? Like a couple of $100? And then it was down to me and one other guy, and then they said, "Oh no, man, the other guy got it." I was like, "Who cares? He got $60," and they're like, "Yeah, he's going to get $8,000," and I was like, "Oh fuck." Holy shit. So I was like, all right. And then I was in a short film because that casting director liked me, Tony. They'd always bring me in for stuff then. Anything Australian, anything a bit. He's kind of got a gang of freaks that he puts in everything. So he would, and then I was like, they said, "Oh, you should get an agent." And a lot of comics have agents, probably some in Brisbane. If your got friends that's an actor and a comic, they probably have an agent. I can introduce you to mine or whatever. That she's Gold Coast based.
Oh, yeah, sick.
And then they just put you forward for stuff. So they're like, get some headshots together. So I had a friend who was a decent photographer, and they took my headshots, and they're like, you got to get some kind of reel together, So a friend asked me to be in a short film for like a 24-hour film festival. And you had to make a film within 24 hours. And we're all beginners, we're all just trying to get our foot in the door. And I did that, and we showed it to the agent, and she's like, "Oh, this guy's good. Yeah. We'll start auditioning you for stuff." Yeah.
Yes.
So that's kind of there was sometimes, man, I was auditioning like every day, and I'd always get me and Stuart Dolman. We were called the Callback Kings because I was just basically working for $60 a day. I'd always get called to the last round and never get it, And then I got my first one, which was like, what was that? What is it? That fucking detergent that's good for the environment. Earth Choice. I got an Earth Choice ad and thought I had won the lotto, dude. Got paid $6,000. They took me up to like Beechworth to film it. They paid for all the food, hotels. It was the best, dude. It was like the best weekend of my whole life. I loved every minute of it. Everyone who worked on it was so great. Everyone on ads usually are the nicest people, and they look after you. They give you so much food, and I just loved it. And I was coming back, and they were like, I was with a bunch of grips or something like that, and they were like, "Dude, you are set. You're going to get a lot of ads now. Like after this one, you're going to get so many ads." And I don't think I got an ad for like 2 years after that. But yeah. So yeah, that's it, man. Yeah, and then they used to call you in for all the time for auditions. But it's not so common now because I guess, TV is dying. But yeah, every now and then you get one. I'm on call for one at the moment, so I don't know whether I'm going to get it or not, But yeah, they used to pay a lot. There was one, I had a very funny story one time, dude. I don't know if you remember it. Remember there was that insurance guy called Captain Risky?
No.
It was like a guy that was like, it was for life insurance or something. It was this funny character that it was like riding a rocket on a motorbike, and like Captain Risky. You got to watch out for Captain Risky and all this. Anyway, I got a spot on ABC TV doing stand up, and I wasn't well known or anything, but I went on my mate's Bucks party, and rather than introducing me as a comedian, they were like, "Nick auditioned to be Captain Risky," and all of my mates were like, "What the fuck, dude? Fuck, did you meet him?" And I'm like, "No, I just auditioned to be in an ad," and they're like, "Captain Risky, fuck, that rules, dude." I was like, "I didn't even get the ad," and they're like, "Yeah, but that could have been big for you." I'm like, "It's just an ad." They loved Captain Risky, and then in the pub they'd always introduce me as this guy. Nearly was Captain Risky.
That's so good.
Yeah,
in another timeline, he's Captain Risky.
I never watched daytime TV, and then or public TV, I guess. And then whenever I go to my nana's, I just see all the ads that I didn't get. I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I nearly got that one. Yeah, I know the guy that got that one. Yeah.
Do you ever look at them and you're like, I could have done that better? Or like...
Dude, the first couple I missed out on a huge one that was like 40 or 50 grand for Nimble. That was like those payday loans.
Yeah.
So, that was crazy. They said, "Oh, well, if you don't get the $40,000 one, you'll get the $12,000 one." And I was like, cool. And then I didn't get either of them. And then I looked at the guy in the shower, and I was like, there was like a guy in the shower, and I was like, oh yeah, that guy was better. But there was a couple that were like, because it is winning the lotto. I used to get really cut about it because it was so annoying, because I don't have a classic ad look, but I was funnier than most guys. But the client, it's got to get through the casting director, then it's got to get through the client, and then it's got to get through the writer, and then it's got to get through the production team. So they've all got to agree that you're good. And usually they'll all agree that you're good, in my case, except for the client. The client will go, I don't want that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, let's get a more handsome guy. And they're like, but this guy's funnier. And they're like, no. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it is winning the lotto. You can't go. No one ever looks at an ad and go, well, that was cast well. It's just like a thing, you know. Yeah. Unless it's really good, you know. Yeah. Like, but then there's other flukes too, dude. Like I spent $5 or $6 grand on a comedy special when I first did it. Pork Palace, my first one, and yeah, that was crazy. It was, people were saying like, you're an idiot, dude. You got to get someone else to pay for it. Like, that's insane. And lucky, Brett Blake and I filmed it together, and a lot of people owed him favors because he works in lighting on films, and a lot of people owed him favors, and they're like, the director did it for free and stuff. So, but from those clips, a guy called me up and he's like, dude, I own Bolter Beer. I love your shit. I used to make ads before I went to the beer company. Can you come do this ad? And I got a bunch of work from that.
Rad.
So, yeah. So there's no, like, I don't know, dude. Maybe instead of doing a festival, like, that's the cool thing you could do. You know, film 15 fucking hot minutes. Get everyone you fucking know to be in the audience. Film, you know, and just get a presence out there. Because and you can do that. You can give that to a casting agent. And they'll go, oh, yeah, this guy's funny. Let's get him in an ad. Because now a lot of stuff's done in-house. Like Sportsbet, I did a lot of work for them.
Yeah.
They didn't even have a separate production company. They've got their own cameras, their own directors, everything.
Yeah, I've seen ads for betting companies that have like comedy writers.
Dude,
like
exactly.
in-house like comedy writers and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man, you'll get a lot of shit like that. Yeah, it's fucking cool.
Yeah, sick.
So yeah.
In your comedy career, what's something that what's the thing that stands out the most for you? Like, what are you most proud of? Like a moment that you're most proud of in comedy?
Nothing. I hate it all.
Burn it all down.
Yeah, burn it all down, dude. Yeah. No, fuck. There's a lot of stuff I'm proud of, I guess. This isn't something to be proud of, but it was a particular highlight was... years ago I had testicular cancer, and Brett Blake organised a fundraiser for me, and a bunch of comics got up and did a spot, and then I did a spot at the end, and they gave me the money that they raised, and just to have fucking like three or 400 people in this Comics Lounge put it on, and it was just incredible. You know, I don't know, it was just like a highlight to that many people came. You know, like, I was like, oh, shit, because you do, like, right now, it's like, I feel like no one knows me. I feel worthless. You know what I mean? I got, like, 60 people in Brisbane to my show or whatever, which is good. But when something like that happens, you're like, oh, fuck, there is a lot of people that care about me. And I must... the comedy community is so fucking cool. It's because we always bag it out, and it is a terrible swamp place full of spoiled fucking, narcissistic idiots, which we all are. I am too. But at the end of the day, when someone's in trouble, we all band together. That was a beautiful moment. My parents and my nana were there, and they just saw like, my parents went from like, we think you're funny, but this clearly is not working out. So maybe you should think of other stuff, And then when they saw that, they were like, you can't quit comedy. Never quit.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Yeah.
we've never seen anything like this. Because it didn't matter to them on what was on, if I was on TV or in a movie or whatever. What mattered to them was that I had a community,
Yeah.
you know, and that's I didn't realize at the time, but I'm like, fuck, that is success. If you got a community that cares about you and you care about them, and you're giving back to it, that's cool. So yeah, man, I that was a real highlight. I guess there's a thing that'll happen to you. It might happen earlier, might happen later, maybe it'll never happen. But there is this weird time for me when I was about 6 years in, 6 or 7 years in Melbourne. I was probably living in Melbourne for one or 2 years, I guess. And I put in a fair bit of extra work, and I was doing this show called Crab Lab every Wednesday. It was like a bit of a cult room, I guess. And I just felt I clicked up a gear. Like I heard a whole new level of laughter from the audience. Like a whole new, like, just, an incredible, amount of laughter. And then from then on, I was disappointed when I didn't get that.
Oh, yeah.
You'll
yeah.
feel it. I call it the pop. Like I thought I went well up until then, but then I felt this pop.
Yeah.
And that was a cool moment in my life when I started getting this pop, when people were like fucking going bananas, when it was hard to finish. It was hard not to go over time due to the laughter.
Yeah, wow.
That was cool. That was like, and then it stopped after that. Haven't got it since. No. That was cool. And then also doing my special Hold Me Closer, Tiny Cancer.
Yeah.
I think that was like my I don't know if I'll do a better special than that. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it was such a great special. And I saw the show when you did it at the Powerhouse as well.
Oh,
like
dude,
such
they
a
were
good
horrible
show.
shows. The Powerhouse shows. Fuck, they were brutal. Jesus Christ, awful. But yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, that was a cool. That was a highlight. You know, I think I used to gauge things on how, like, you know, how many views it got, or the results, or the impact it made on the industry, all this kind of stuff. But that was a cool thing to release, and to be old enough to just go, I do not care how this goes. I'm happy with this.
Yeah.
I'm happy with this. You know, I should have, you know, yeah. I'm happy with it. Fine. Who cares? You know, I don't care how it's received. I don't care how many views it's got. I'm happy with this. People I care about are happy with it. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So, yeah, man. Yeah. So that was a cool moment. Yeah.
Sick. And I guess going to wrap things up, what's a bomb that stands out for you, or the worst bomb?
Last night was brutal. Fucking hell. And then I had one in Perth like 2 weeks ago that was absolutely brutal. Yeah. Far out. What is it? A bomb that stands out. I was in Newcastle once, and I'd had a few drinks, and the audience were pricks, but I was also a massive prick. And I told them to get fucked. And fuck you guys, I'm leaving. I took my shirt off, walked off stage, and then I thought, I'm going to go out this door to the left. But that door was locked, and I therefore had to walk awkwardly back through the audience I just berated to get to the back. That'll always stick in my head, that one.
Yeah.
I was also annoyed at that one because I could have done a better job. Yeah, I could have done a better job, man. Yeah. When you bomb, I bombed last night. The crowd were really hard. But when you bomb and you did the best you could, it doesn't affect me as much anymore. I'm like, I did the best I could. I worked so fucking hard up there. I tried everything.
Yeah.
What else can you do? And maybe it could have been better. Maybe if I look back on a recording of that, I'm like, oh, dude, I can see why they weren't laughing. I highly doubt it because they were a hard crowd.
Yeah.
But when you bomb and you're like, or even, I tell you what, this is worse than bombing. When you're in front of a good audience and you go, oh, I could have done that better.
Yeah.
That to me, that's worse than bombing.
Yeah.
I did a gig like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the audience were great
Mm.
in the Comics Lounge in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Killer, amazing audience. And I just felt like I didn't get their trust enough at the start before I went crazy. I was like, shit, fuck you. You could have done that better, dude. Could have done that better. That's worse than bombing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, I kind of have that too, where bombs don't really affect me as much anymore, but it kind of does come down to, did I perform well, or even if like, did I let the bomb kind of make me nervous on stage and kind of like affect my performing. And if I feel that I perform the exact same way I would if I was doing well, I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. This has been awesome.
Hell yeah, thanks for coming on.
If there's anything else you need, fucking let me know.
I'll
come on again sometime.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah. Fuck
Sick.
yeah, dude.
What's next for you?
Man, I've got a mate and I just filmed a pilot, and it won an award in Colorado.
Oh, I saw that.
at Series Fest. So we're hoping it either gets made into a feature film or we get some kind of series thing, but I highly doubt it. It's a message in a bottle from here. So yeah, dude. Yeah, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on at the moment.
Yeah, right.
And then I'm kind of working on, rather than just do a 1 hour special, there's a gig I perform at the Bergie Seltzer every second Monday. I kind of perform there when I'm not, away or busy. And I just like to kind of pump out those videos every 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Just trying
cool.
out new gear.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I want to do. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so yeah.
Cool. And where can people find you?
Oh, yeah, just a Kappa Flapper on Instagram, Nick Kappa on YouTube. I got a bunch of stuff on there. The YouTube specials are actually going really great. So, yeah, check them out.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, Pete. See ya.